Going to be going over wind, hurricane, and flood mitigation methods that my property has because I'm located south of Sarasota, between Sarasota and Port Charlotte, Florida, very close to the coast, and so susceptible to high winds and storm surge. So the first strategy I used was to purchase a home that is 25 feet elevation, because most homes near the coast are around 5 feet elevation. So I bought slightly inland to get away from the storm surge. Here's an aerial image of the property. It's waterfront, but this is 25 feet elevation, and down here gets to be around 10 to 15 feet elevation at the water. So there's quite a good grade going up to the property. Insurance companies don't require me to buy flood insurance due to my elevation being out of the flood zone, but they do require wind mitigation reports, such as this one that shows I have metal strapping in the attic, and here it shows that I have reinforced garage door, no skylight. Well, it doesn't show that, but I have reinforced garage door, no skylights, no glass block. But I also have no storm shutters or laminated impact glass, but rather I have tempered glass, which is approximately 5 times stronger than regular glass. You can see the PPG symbol there. Correction, PGT is the brand. Tempered, meeting the Miami-Dade County hurricane code. So I really don't have to have hurricane shutters or impact glass, although those would be preferable. Here is the list of wind and projectile impact mitigation I have for this home. So the things I don't have would be the hurricane shutters and impact laminated glass, although I am going to order lamination to put on the inside of the windows eventually. Another fault I have of this home is going to be an inside opening front door. And the reason that is a problem is because if there is a missile projectile that hits the front door, it will open inwardly. So that's not good. Although it is a metal door, it is not a hurricane rated door. But the insurance company does not require that I do anything about that. However, the only other door I have on the house outside would be the garage door that opens outwardly, which is desired. There is Hurricane Tropical Storm Elsa headed my way tonight, and so some of the things I've done is to bring in the city solid waste cans and loose debris that was outside, such as yard ornaments, chairs, wind chimes, all that I have brought inside. I have serviced the generator by changing the oil and getting new gas, and I ran it to make sure it's working good. I do have a backup power separate panel for the whole house, or at least part of the house. The garage door is reinforced with structural steel beams, many of them with many anchor points along the side. So if projectiles come slamming into the garage door, they probably will not pierce through. The house is cinder block construction, so that started to be required around 2003. So I made sure to buy a home that is no older than 2004. So it is Miami-Dade County hurricane rated house, having the cinder block construction throughout the entire building. And that's one reason why I wanted to move to Florida, is because of the high quality construction of anything newer than 2003 is going to have this very high quality construction at a relatively affordable price compared to where I came from, California, Oregon, and Washington. Out west is this house would cost over $1 million out that way. One of the probably the biggest factor in hurricane resistance is going to be what's called a full hip roof. So that roof does not have gables that the wind would catch. The water softener system, I have screwed in the cap to keep it from blowing off. I moved lots of yard ornaments in here against the building, protected by the brush, and up against the fence closer. In the lanai, I moved the furniture further back against the wall. The HVAC, heat pump, air conditioner, compressor is up on a block. This is a new install, July of 2021. So now they're using these blocks to raise it up at least 4 inches from the ground to prevent flooding. My shed has a very strong strap holding it down so the wind doesn't blow it away. I parked my vehicle north facing because the strongest winds come from the north, and the aerodynamic front of the vehicle will resist the wind as opposed to pulling in forward. My 5-inch well has protective concrete barrier all around it in case a branch falls on it. It doesn't crush the plastic plumbing. More decorative ornaments. Normally my pelican or whatever bird would be up here. I moved it down so the wind doesn't blow it off and break it. Same thing with the plants. And we do have an alligator out there right now. And there he is. And I do have a spillway nearby that's going to be overflowing with quite a lot of water tomorrow for sure. But here you can see the quite a good grade going up to the house, so I'm protected from flooding really well. There is unusually good drainage going out instead of too close to the house. It's going out about 10 feet. Most of them are that way. And here you can see there's a good grade, so there's good flood resistance here. You can see in the front yard they brought in a lot of fill dirt to raise the house up to protect it from flooding. I pruned a lot of trees to keep them from damaging the building, although that pine tree poses some risk. The stucco is sealed really well to prevent moisture from getting in any cracks and making any cracks worse. So everything is sealed really well. Here you can see how they begin, the little cracks. So those kind of cracks, once it gets any bigger than that, I need to seal it up. Those types of cracks are common even in brand new construction. They will have them. There's just simply no way to avoid those with today's building construction technology. I recently installed this artificial grass on my own, and it was very challenging because there's really no good drainage from it. So there might be some standing water in here during a very high amount of rain. 2 inches of rain might cause it to stand for a couple hours. I've never had it come into the lanai yet. After Hurricane Elsa, there might be some standing water in here, I don't know. But before getting into the house, there's at least 5 inches of elevation it would have to go. But that would be, of course, if the water is also standing there, which is unlikely. That means the road and everything would be flooded. But it would likely drain out to the canal out back before it would come into the house. So there's no concern. Extremely heavy yard decorations like this pot, I'm not concerned about. This is extremely heavy. It's not going anywhere. I can't keep that clean. No matter how many times I change that water, it gets dirty because the birds are bathing in it or whatever. I think there are bobcats coming in at night, messing with that water, making it dirty. These pine trees on a neighboring lot, vacant lot, are a threat, but that's not my property, so I can't do anything about it that I know of. If you see anything I'm missing that you recommend I do, please let me know in the comments, and I will respond with whether I think that's a great idea or a reason why I can't do it here or shouldn't do it. When I read online what they recommend on preparation for hurricanes, is one of the big things they say: trim the trees. But I don't see how I'm going to do that here. I have a lot of vegetation. There's no practical way I'm going to be trimming all this stuff. I'm kind of curious if there is a category 4 or 5 hurricane, whether it will actually lift up these cinder blocks and concrete stones. So if you know, let me know. For example, over there, these concrete stones on top, the padding for like a tabletop, they're not secured in any way. They're just laying right on top. And I wondered if a Cat 4 or 5 could actually lift those up and make them airborne. I don't think so. I think they would just drop to the ground, but I'm not sure. I've only been here a few months, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the extreme rain is going to affect this canal and that waterfall over there, what's going to happen. Here's another good image of the roof. So you can see it's a full hip roof, how it's streamlined so the high winds are not going to rip the roof off, although they could catch underneath the what do you call it, eaves, soffits, but those are very, very securely attached. This is a 10-foot high ceiling here, so I did go up on a ladder and reinforce the gutters with screws that have the rubber washers. So the original builder, I don't think, used enough screws, so I added a lot more to secure the gutters. This rain catch is fastened here to the concrete. The rain barrel is not fastened because the weight of the water is going to keep it in place for sure. Oh, also the air conditioner has straps to hold it down there. Those straps, those are hurricane straps. The type of window coverings I have are a polyester fabric, cellular. I don't anticipate them providing much protection if there is a breach through the window, if the tempered windows break. I just don't see that helping very much, as opposed to maybe the faux or real wood blinds might if they were closed. But it'll help some, keep the glass from coming in, and the wind also maybe. Probably not. It's just going to blow that right off. So this sliding door is also tempered. I think it's, yeah. In the large screen lanai, I have polycarbonate on the bottom. Originally I installed that to keep my future dog from scratching the screen, but this will also provide some protection from wind and water and debris. The lanai has some good solid structure frame that will help protect against projectiles somewhat, but obviously here something can come right through and hit the window. So some of the options to protect this whole area is to install a sort of a Kevlar fabric or hurricane rated fabric all across here. I'm guessing the cost of that could be around $1,000 to $3,000 to cover this whole area. Do-it-yourself would be substantially cheaper and faster, because to hire somebody could be 6 months out. The wind and rain is probably going to come in here and affect these seats and seat cushions and maybe blow them around. I don't care. They're not going to escape unless the screen gets busted from something. Any kind of hollow ceramic I keep inside the lanai up against the wall, even when there's not a storm threat, because animals and even light wind can potentially break those things, such as this cat also is hollow. Up here I should probably take these shells off and take this birdhouse out, as long as there's nothing living in there, and take it inside, or at least put it up against right there. Should be fine. The wind will just blow it right against the wall there. I don't think it'll pick it up. If there were a Cat 4 or Cat 5, I would take it inside, but this is supposed to be a tropical storm. It should be fine there. Here's a metal thing here. It has a stake, so it'll hold in there good enough. Those are heavy enough. I think they're good there against the fence. All right, that concludes hurricane wind and flood mitigation. Let everybody know what you think in the comments. I was going to mention, I was surprised to learn my insurance company, Frontline, does not offer a discount if I do get shutters or any kind of window protection. So I'm really kind of baffled why. If you know why, please let me know in comments why the insurance company offers no discount if I get hurricane shutters. You would think they would, but they never told me why they don't. So I really don't have incentive to get hurricane shutters, because currently I have single pane tempered windows, and if a hurricane were to destroy them, I would just simply upgrade to the laminated impact windows. I guess I would pay the difference, something like that, if I file a claim. Also, if you're going to leave, if I'm going to leave, it helps to have a smart home, such as Ecobee thermostat that I can check and control with my phone, and smart locks and with a security system that I can control with my phone, as well as security cameras, which I am not showing you where they're at. I can check with my phone or computer. All right, so I don't know why the video is so dark. I think I touched something incorrect. Okay, there we go. That's normal. Never had that happen before. Okay, so let me know what you think and what you would recommend.